Hello. I'm trying something different today, playing one of my favorite games of all time. It has its 20th anniversary this year, and yeah, I just want to do a small session trying stuff out and showing you a little bit of this game. It's called The Legend of Heroes: Trails in the Sky. I've completed it years ago, but yeah, it was years ago, so when I start this game now again, it will be mostly blind. I will start a new game, but we will load some of my clear data to carry them over, making it a bit more easy for streaming. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the game. Hello, Tom. Daddy's really late. I even got a message from the guild saying he'd be home today too. And Shira's gone traveling around the kingdom on some kind of training. Oh, I just see the stream is a few seconds behind with the pictures, so I hope it's still okay. I'm so bored, maybe I'll just practice with my staff a bit more before dinner. Thank you, you too, Tom. Ida Hop was a few days ago, but yeah, still, yeah, you too. Happy Ida Hop. Hey, I'm home. And also I can't change my voice very much, so don't be surprised if I talk with mostly the same voice, even if there are many different characters. Daddy! Sorry to have kept you waiting, Estelle. Did you take good care of the house while I was away? Of course I did. Did you run into any trouble, Daddy? You didn't get hurt fighting the bad monsters, did you? Nope, I'm fine. I'm as fit as a fiddle. Oh, okay, then the announcement was a bit wrong about Ida Hop. Yeah, it was during our last NEC, the Ida Hop. It should be something different today, but yeah, pro streamer and don't know how to do it. Nope, I'm as fit as a fiddle. That reminds me though, I brought you a present. Really? What kind of present? A new fishing pole, sneakers, something for my training? Maybe I raised you wrong, Estelle. Aren't little girls to be supposed to like clothes and jewelry? I like pretty clothes, but they just get dirty. And jewelry breaks when you go play outside with it on. Anyway, Daddy, what's with the big blanket? Is that my present? Oh, you're a sharp one. No, why don't you come have a look? Oh. What? Well, here you are. Quite a handsome boy, don't you think? What? Why is my present a boy? Good question. Don't make such a fuss or you'll wake him up. Wake him up? You mean he's still alive? Looks kind of dead if you ask me. I've treated his wounds, so he should be in a stable condition. In the meantime, however, we'll need to let him rest. I'll put him to bed, so if you wouldn't mind heating a kettle of water on the stove, I would appreciate it. Okay. I hope the stream is not too far behind with the video, so you can still see what I'm trying to read here. He sure sleeps soundly, and he almost looks like the same age as me. This is the first time I've ever seen black hair like that too. He certainly does have a nice head of dark hair, and a pair of amber eyes to go with it. That's nice and all, but how about you come clean and fess up? Fess up? Okay, that's good to hear, because I have the stream on the second screen, and on my second screen the stream is about 15 seconds behind, so if it's in sync with you, or for you, then it's okay. Fess up? Yeah, who's this kid anyway? And why is he hurt? Why did you bring him to our house? Is he an illegitimate child or something? Did you betray Mummy? Where have you been picking up these kind of words? No doubt from Sherazade, I assume. Yep, that's right. For heaven's sake, that girl is going to get me into trouble one of these days with all her nonsense. Actually, I just met this boy while I was out on business, and I don't even know his name. You mean bracer business? Something like that. Oh, look. Huh? He's waking up. Wow, his eyes really are the color of amber. Where am I? So you're awake now, are you? Welcome to my humble home. You'll be safe here, so please just try to rest. What are you trying to pull? Huh? You must be out of your mind. Why? Why didn't you just leave me there to die? Why? No, that's a question I don't know how to answer. Does things just worked out that way work for you? Don't toy with me, Cassius Bride. Do you have any idea what you're getting yourself involved with? Hey! You are sure shouting a lot for someone who's supposed to be heard. Running your mouth like that is just gonna make it take longer for your body to heal. And just who are you supposed to be? I'm Estelle. Estelle Bright. She's my daughter. Don't you remember me telling you that I have a daughter your age? Now that you mention it... Wait a minute. Don't try and change the sub... Oh, what a nice girl. Ow! Quit yelling. Alright already. But you jumping on me like that isn't going to make me heal any faster either. I don't hear you yelling again, do I? Look, jumping on me like that is just going to make things worse. Do I hear yelling? Never mind, just forget it. As a word of advice, it would be wise not to argue with Estelle while you're in this house. Even I wouldn't stand a chance if I made her mad enough. Yeah, I can see that. By the way, aren't you forgetting something? Huh? Your name, you know that thing that people call you? I told you mine already, so don't you think it would be unfair and impolite not to tell me yours? It seems like the logical thing to do, if you ask me. Trying to hide it now would only serve to your detriment. Fine. My name is... Well, I would like to know his name too. That was a nice intro. It's so bright in here. Yeah. Man, I slept like a rock. That must mean it's Dad's turn to cook this morning. I wonder if that means Joshua is still in bed. Doesn't sound like it. Ah, guess that's a no. Well, I guess I'd better get myself ready then too. Nice, Joshua. Bravo. Good morning, Estelle. I hope I didn't wake you. Nah, I was already up when I heard you start to play. I can't believe how awake you are, though. Even the roosters still have bags under their eyes. Not that I mind, what with that Xeran song of yours gently lulling this beautiful woman from her slumber. What do you mean, woman? We're the same age and I'm hardly a man. Tsk. How wrong you are, Joshua. We may be the same age, but I am clearly the woman of the house. And that makes you something like my loyal follower, wouldn't you agree? Yeah, how fortunate for you. You could at least try and sound a tiny bit sincere. It really is a nice tune though, cheerful yet somehow wistful. I like your other songs too, of course, but this one's my favorite. And I have absolutely to agree to this. It's one of my favorite songs in the whole game, and the gaming series of this Legend of Heroes. What's it called again? The Whereabouts of Light. That's right, the Whereabouts of Light. I wish I could play the harmonica like you, Joshua. Sadly, it's a lot harder than it looks. Compared to what it takes to use a staff, I think the harmonica is much easier. It's really just a matter of concentration. You're probably right. I guess my problem is just that if I don't do something that uses my whole body, I start to feel drowsy. Okay, playing the harmonica is fine and all, but how about getting some exercise too? All your hobbies are sitting around kind of stuff like reading and music. No girl is gonna be impressed with just that. Well, excuse me for being so unpopular with the ladies. Although, I feel like I should be the one lecturing you about your hobbies. I mean, what kind of boy wants a girl who loves fishing, collecting bugs, and has a fetish for sports shoes? That's enough talk about hobbies for now. And for your information, I graduated from bug collecting a long time ago. Really, I believe that when I stopped finding beetles in the hallway. Hey, Estelle, Joshua. Morning, Dad. Good morning, Dad. Is breakfast ready? It's ready and waiting. Why don't the both of you hurry down before it gets cold? Okay, I'm on my way. Thanks for the grub, Dad. Boy, I'm stuffed. Are you eating or inhaling, Estelle? Like people say, kids who eat and sleep a lot grow a lot. Well, make sure you get enough to eat, but don't forget to pour that energy into your work too. That reminds me, you two are finishing up your training at the guild today, aren't you? That's right, it'll be a review of everything we've learned up to this point. And once we're finished, we'll be bracers just like you, Dad. That means I'm not going to let you treat me like a kid anymore either. You still lack understanding, Estelle. You can only become a junior bracer in the beginning, or in other words, a trainee. If you want to be treated like an adult, then you should work extra hard in your training to become a full-fledged bracer. Well, I'm not afraid of a little hard work. Just you watch and see what I'm capable of, Dad. I'll be so successful that it won't be long before I pass you too. That's the spirit. Let's see what you're made of then, shall we? Let's not start a rivalry here, you two. And Estelle, keep your focus on the task at hand. We have a test later on today, remember? Huh? Wait, what test? Oh. Please tell me you didn't forget about the test, Estelle. You know, that one that checks whether or not we've mastered the skills we've been learning and in training. Don't you remember Shira saying that if we failed, we would be stuck with a ton of extra homework? Crap, I totally forgot. Sounds like me in school. Now that you mention it, I guess I kind of remember her saying something like that. Don't sweat it, I'm sure we'll manage somehow or other. I honestly don't know how you survived this long, Estelle. Your brain is like a sieve. Papa is sad. How could any child of mine end up with such a careless, over-optimistic personality? Ha! You're the one that raised me, so I definitely got it from you. I swear the two of you act so much alike, but whatever. We should probably head over to the guild soon, Estelle. Shara's going to be waiting there for us. Sounds like a plan. You know how crazy scary she gets when someone keeps her waiting. Oh, before I forget, it's my turn to cook dinner tonight. Is there anything in particular you'd like to eat, Dad? Any requests? Something I'd like to eat, huh? How about one-style scalloped fish in balsamic vinegar sauce? Huh? What's that? I think it's a little more than Estelle's cooking skills can handle, or our stomachs. You're right, I just wanted to see what kind of reaction I could get. I'll just have the usual fried fish and omelette. No need for anything fancy, but do try to make something edible. How rude. But I can't actually say he's wrong. Actually, I do have one favor to ask before you head out. I'd like you to pick up me a copy of the Liberal News from the General Goods store. They're supposed to be getting the latest edition in today. Got it. One copy of the Liberal News from the General Goods store. Receive 500 Mira. If there's any money left over, you can have it as your allowance. However, that means no wasteful spending. Alright, thanks, Dad. Okay, we're heading out now. See you later, Dad. Work hard and give Sherazad my regards. And now we can start playing with these two. Yeah, the game is pretty much text-based and yeah, some longer text parts, but now we have a little bit of gaming ahead. West, Bright House. North, Roland. 49 Selch. South, Groongate. 259 Selch. Okay, we have to go to the guild, so to the next city. It looks like we made good time. Not too early or too late either. We just barely graduated from Sunday school. I never dreamed we'd have to study so hard to become bracers. Well, you're in luck. Today is our last day of training. Truth be told though, you're the one who signed up to be a bracer in the first place, so I don't know why you'd expect to get away with any less effort. Oh yeah, I guess I did. Alright then, let's get to it and make it through this last hazing from Shira. You look ready to me. Let's go meet with Shira at the Bracer Guild over there then. No, I think we'll just buy the liberal news now, before we forget about it. Good morning, Mr. Renon. Hello there, Estelle and Joshua. You are up rather early today. Did you come to buy a new pair of shoes? Now that you mention it, are there any new shoes in stock? You know, like the new Stragers? Unbelievable, you've actually already forgotten why we came here to begin with. We are not here to shop, we are supposed to be buying a copy of the liberal news for that, right? Of course. Haha, you've always been a big collector of these shoes, haven't you, Estelle? I'm afraid that the new Stragers aren't out yet. If you're after the latest issue of the liberal news, though, I should have them in around noon. Noon, huh? That's right in the middle of our training at the guild house. We'll stop by again after our training is over. Sure, I'll be waiting for you. Okay, so we have to go to the guild house now. Yeah, Bracer Guild. Who are you? I'm just on my way over to the forest of Mistwald to the south of here for work. There was a merchant from Bose who came here to buy lumber. I need to get enough ready for the order I received. Okay, do that. Bracer Guild. There you two are. Good morning, Estelle. Good morning, Joshua. Morning, Aina. Good morning. Is Shira here already? Yes, she's waiting for you upstairs. Once you finish today's training, you'll finally be recognized as members of the Bracer Guild. Good luck to the both of you. Thanks. We'll do our best. And this must be Sherazad, yeah. The Star and the Hanged Man. The Hermit and the Magician. And last of all, inversion through the Wheel of Fortune. This is a difficult combination. How should I interpret this? Oh, she's reading cards. Good morning, Shira. Well, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua, this is a rare occasion for the both of you to show up so early. Since it's my last day of training, I figured why not. I'm ready to get this show on the road and become a bracer myself. I'll give you credit for your enthusiasm, but I'm going to work you hard today in every way I can think of to make sure that the high-spirited attitude of yours holds up. I hope you're ready. I can feel that enthusiasm dropping already. Quite you. Every time I teach you something, you somehow manage to forget it. This training is my way of trying to keep some of that information in your head instead of letting it dribble out your ears like it usually does. Wah, Joshua, Shira's picking on me. Don't worry, Shira. While Estelle may hate studying and rarely ever does her homework, acts rashly, is overly naive, and has a tendency to stick her nose into everything, her instincts are sharp, so I'm sure she'll pick up on how to use an augment with some practice, eventually probably. I guess there's not much I can do now except hope for the best. Hold on a second, Joshua. Somehow I get the feeling that you weren't standing up for me. That's good that you somehow get the feeling. It was pretty obvious, but okay. Well, that's odd. I'm positive I described all your best traits accurately. Whatever. By the way, Shara, what were you trying to predict with your tarot cards? Your face was really intent. Oh, this? I was just trying to get a vague reading about what might happen in the near future. Unfortunately, I don't seem to have been in the right mindset to interpret the cards correctly. You couldn't read the cards? No, that's surprising to hear. Actually, the more profound the meaning of the cards, the more difficult they become to interpret. But that's not important now. I think it's time we start your final training. I'll give you a brief rundown of all the information we've covered in your previous training. This is the minimal level of knowledge that bracers should have in order to function effectively. And Estelle, make sure you pay especially close attention to what I'm going to say. Yeah. What would you like to know about augments? Augments are mechanical devices which operate by using what is known as orbal energy. A variety of effects can be produced depending on their structure and the type of quartz or proceded septium installed. Although it's only been about 50 years since their invention, these devices play an integral role in all facets of life, from lights, heaters and other everyday products to weapons, magic and even airships. In connection, this technology reform is commonly known as the Orbal Revolution, so something like all the electricity and microchips we have in our world. About the bracers. Bracers are investigative and combat specialists who work to protect the civilians and maintain the stability of their respective regions. They aid the community in various ways, such as exterminating monsters, preventing crime, finding lost items and escorting people and goods. The Bracer Guild, which has established branches across the continent, manages the affairs of the bracers in each region. So they are like civil security, not really like the police, but yeah, primarily focused on the security of the civilians. The Kingdom of Liberl, in which we live, sits on the western half of the Cimmerian continent and abounds with nature and deep-rooted traditions. Liberl is proud to be one of the leading producers of septium on the continent and is known for its high level of technology used to develop augments. Augment technology has also been a key pillar of support for Liberl in protecting its independence, as it has contended with neighboring nations. 10 years ago, when Liberl was invaded by the Erebonian Empire, it was the use of Orbal-powered airships that saved the kingdom from defeat. Consequently, even now our relationship with the Empire is somewhat sensitive, but thanks to the Queen's political finesse, Liberl enjoys peace. Okay, that should be all. Let's see, since we've got a mountain of stuff to do today, I'll let you off the hook this time with a condensed review. I'm going to speed things up now and move on to the practical portion of your training. Shara, how is today's practical training any different from the training we've done before? Since it's practical, that means you will be experiencing things firsthand. Therefore, I'm going to have the both of you run through everything as if this were a real bracer job. So what you're saying is there won't be any studying at the desk involved? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. This time you'll have to go out and make a physical effort to accomplish your task. I'll make sure to have you work up a sweat, so I hope you're ready. Yes, that's seriously just what the doctor ordered. I didn't know what I was going to do if I had to sit another day with my tush parked at the desk. I guess I got all worried for nothing. Well, suddenly you're all bright and cheerful, Estelle. Let's just hope that smile on your face lasts you until the end of today's training. Okay, let's get cracking on your first objective, shall we? Let's have it. Okay, so now we'll learn everything we need to know for the rest of the game tutorial, like your first objective will be to confirm the details of the job you will be performing. But before that, there's something we need to give the both of you. Aina, are they ready? Yes, they are. Alright, you two, go get one for each of yourselves. These are very important, so make sure not to lose them. Receive the Bracer notebook, which is like, a help menu for us. Bracer notebooks serve as an official way to record the status of your correct jobs. Also, anything you may hear on anything that may find and where. These kinds of trivial things can often become clues. No matter how insignificant something may seem, always write it down. Understood? Crap, this sounds like it's going to be a pain. And that's also why I carried over from my previous run all the information on the notebook, so we don't have to do everything again. Oh, please tell me it was my ears playing tricks on me, because I swear I only got one response. Are I sure there was two? Keeping an accurate account of events is important duty for all bracers. So get with the program and stop trying to make this out to be more than it really is, Estelle. Okay, I got it. Make sure you do. Alright then, let's begin. Look over by the door. Can you see that there's a bulletin board standing there? Yeah, obviously. First, I want you to go and check the job description posted there. When the bulletin board approached, exclamation mark will appear. Pressing the OK button will display the job list. By selecting the job names on the list, you can view their details. Okay, that's easy. Training retrieval. This training will involve searching the sewers beneath Roland and bringing back the contents of the chest. See Sherazade for details. Details of the job confirmed on the bulletin board and other important events will automatically be recorded in the Bracer notebook. The Bracer notebook can easily be found by clicking the Books tab of the Items menu. It can also be accessed by configuring a Bracer book shortcut button on the configuration menu. Very good. It looks like you were able to see what was posted without any trouble. Checking the bulletin board is one of the most basic functions a bracer performs on their job. Checking regularly to see whether or not there are any urgent tasks which need immediate attention is also an important duty for bracers. Man, all this talk about duty is starting to cramp my style. Sure, there are a lot of rules to follow, but there's an equal level of responsibility in the jobs themselves. I think being a bracer calls for much more than just someone with a half-hearted attitude. I guess you're right. I'll just have to be more motivated. Is that so? Had a change of heart, have you? You betcha. Well, before all that motivation sneaks off somewhere, let's get to work on your next task. What we'll be doing this time? We'll be heading across the street to Mr. Melder's Orbital Factory and learning about how to use this service. He has graciously taken time out of his work schedule to explain things, so make sure to be on your best behavior. Okay. Here's where you will learn how to use an Orbital Factory service. At an Orbital Factory, you can modify your augments and synthesize support quartz in order to use Orbital Arts. Arts have a wide range of effects and if mastered can be extremely helpful. Yeah, but they have their disadvantages. The bracer business is a pretty risky occupation, so the guild has a long-standing relationship with these Orbital Factories. Anyway, this is about as much as I can explain. I leave the technical details to the expert. So, Mr. Melders, if you wouldn't mind taking over from here. No problem, leave everything to me. So, what is it you would like to know about? Augments. Augments are mechanical devices which exhibit an array of effects through the installation of various types of quartz. By definition, that means that lights, airships, airship engines and so on are also types of augments. However, the ones we will be discussing today are battle augments, which enhance the user's physical abilities and make it possible to use magic. Since each augment is adjusted to match the owner's personal attitude, the structure for the devices also differ for each user. Simply put, the shape of the fixed elemental slots and lights which connect them vary. At any rate, that's the layman's explanation, which is complicated enough. In order to install quartz, you must first have an open slot. By default, the central slot is open, but the other slots must be opened. At an Orbital Factory like this, it will take a fair amount of separate too. EP, which is needed for magic, will also see a max increase according to the number of open slots. I recommend opening them all as soon as possible. Yeah, we'll try. So, Orbital Arts. Simply put, Orbital Arts are magic which can be discharged exclusively through the use of battle augments. In other words, a number of peculiar effects can be produced by using the orbital energy stored within the mechanical devices. Since Orbital Arts can be a mouthful, they are almost universally referred to as arts, probably owed to have been called that from the get-go. There are several types of arts, but in order to be able to use them, their corresponding quartz must first be synthesized at an Orbital Factory. Augments are also set up so that once a particular quartz is installed into a slot, the owner will be able to use those arts. The type of arts one can use also changes depending on the elemental value and the combination of installed quartz. We will see this later in action, which makes it more easy to understand. Basically, if you want to use water arts, all you have to do is install quartz with a water elemental value. In reality, augments are much more complex than what I have described, but I think its information should suffice for now. Quartz are circuits made from sapphire. Quartz have a vast number of effects and raise the owner abilities, while simultaneously making it possible for them to use arts. However, you will not be able to harness any of these effects until quartz has been installed into a slot. However, there are also fixed slots which only a certain type of elemental quartz can be installed. This being the case, when you synthesize a new quartz, be sure to check your augment and decide where you will be installing it and ahead of time. Yeah, and separate is just the currency for all this augment and quartz stuff, so I'll skip this here. It looks like Mr. Melders has answered all your questions. If there's nothing else, then let's have you both try and use the service here. For that you're going to need some Sapphire. Receive several of each type of elemental Sapphire. With that amount you too should be able to synthesize a few quartz. Now I want you to begin with first making an elemental quartz that will work with each of your particular augments. In your case, Estelle, any elemental quartz is okay, but for you, Joshua, it has to be a time and elemental quartz. Normally at a shop you would be able to exchange Sapphire for Mira, but for this training you will not be able to use this service. Upon approaching the counter, a talk mark will appear. Pressing the OK button will display a list of options. Select Modify or Trade to use the Orbital Factory services. Ah ja, okay, wir müssen dafür mit dem anderen reden. Modify Trade. So here can we change all these slots. Like he explained, only the first slot for quartz is open, the other quartzes, the other slots have to be opened later. The same goes for Joshua too. And here we can make our quartz. First for Joshua, it's a black elemental, it's a time elemental. Yeah, speed up, I think it's explaining itself. And for Estelle I'm going with attack 1, a bit more strength but less defense. Ah yeah. Alright, it looks like you were able to synthesize one. Next I want you to increase the arts you can use. Now install your quartz into your augments so that you can use both recovery and attack arts. Quartz can be installed in the augment screen. The augment screen can be utilized by selecting the augment tab in the main menu. Wait, there. Okay, augment. And now, yeah, as you can see, these are all the quartz I had in my last run, which are quite some. I carried over. Attack art quartz for Estelle, and Joshua can only use all the black quartz, so the yeah, time quartz. This is quite a good quartz, blind enemy with 10% success. Okay, so okay. Okay. Both recovery and attack arts. Okay. So, one moment, please. Recovery art. It's heal. And Joshua has an attack art. That arts are these 3 here, and Silber is a attack art, so now it should be fine. If you balance your arts out between each other like you've done here, it should make dealing with monsters much easier. Additionally, your Bracer's notebook contains information about which quartz allow you to use which arts. If you'd like to use more powerful arts, check out the arts and quartz charts in your Bracer notebook and find something that works for you. Alright, our training here is almost finished. Last of all, I'm going to have one of you open a new slot in your augments. The more slots you have available to you, the broader range of choices you'll have. Since EP, which is consumed by using arts, can have its max value increased by opening up slots, it would be a good idea to open them up all early on. Now I want you to use this separate and open a slot on each of your augments. Go ahead and decide which slots you're going to open. Yes. And we'll start with Joshua. Because I have an idea about this guy. Like I said, I played this through a few years ago, and Joshua's a pretty speedy guy and good with evasion, so I'll try to make him an evasion tank which never gets hit by the enemies. Okay, open that, and Estelle also gets oh, yeah, we can't open more. Okay, just Joshua. Okay. Yeah. And as you can see, he gets now a few more attack arts, and also his agility gets up. Good work on opening up a slot, Joshua. Since your central slot is limited to a certain elemental, it would be best to increase your augment's number of open slots early on. Yeah, we did just that. This concludes training here at the Orbital Factory. Now it's time to move on to what you've both been waiting for, the qualification test. Pardon? Did you just say test? You can't honestly tell me that you forgot about the test again, can you? Didn't I remind you just this morning? Yeah, Estelle really sounds like me in school. Now that you mention it, I vaguely remember some sort of talk along those lines at the breakfast table. Sometimes I fear for the future of the Bracer Guild and humanity. Oh well, no sense in worrying about that now. Let's head over to the testing area. You mean like now? I don't know if I'm ready for... How about a little less yapping and a little more walking? Joshua, help me! Mr. Melders, Freddy, thank you for all your help. Don't mention it, and good luck with that test of yours. We'll be rooting for you. I'm going to remember that you left me high and dry like this, Joshua. Oh, the two of them are just so in love with each other. All your training has finally come down to this. Your qualification test will begin here. I expect to see you both use what you've learned up to this point. Understood. What's wrong, Estelle? Shara? What now? I was kind of wondering, but is there not going to be a paper test or something? Did Cassius drop you on your head as a child or something? Did you just read what it said on the bulletin board not that long ago, right? Yeah, and I even made you jot down what you read in your Bracer's notebooks. Unless you forgot that too. I'm pretty sure the job listing mentioned it. Searching for and retrieving an item from the sewers. Ringing any bells yet? What a relief. Oh, divine Adius, I give thanks to thee for thy infinite grace in bestowing upon us such wonderful gifts and sewers. So what you're really saying is that you thought it was a paper test? No wonder you were acting all crazy back at the factory. I can already feel the nostalgia. All those horrible days stuck in the classroom are starting to feel like grand memories indeed. I'm really starting to wonder if we'll even be able to graduate at all. What's wrong with you? Why do you have to go and say something like that when I'm trying to reminisce about positive things? Alright, that's enough jabbering, you two. This is supposed to be a test. So how about the both of you try to be at least look a little more anxious? Just so you know though, If you do happen to flunk the test, you don't even want to imagine the kind of homework I have in store for the both of you. Hehe, we'll be fine. Just tell us what you want us to do and let us loose. Well, if you're so confident, then how about proving that you're not just blowing hot air with the results of your test? Anyway, as you both saw on the bulletin board, this test will be a search conducted in the Roland sewers. Your objective is to retrieve the contents of a chest, which has been placed somewhere within that area. The layout of the sewers is extremely simple, so you don't need to worry about getting lost either. However, there are real living, breathing monsters down there, so if you get careless and let down your guard, you will be sorry. Also, let me give you this before I forget. Received Hero Balm. Received Monster Guide. What's this book for? It's called a Monster Guide and it's used to record information about monsters and other opponents you met. Whenever you figure out an enemy's attributes, you should make an immediate note of it in there. That sounds pretty straightforward to me. He who controls the flow of information controls the tide of battle, right? That's exactly what I'm saying. You've really got a good head on your shoulders, Joshua. That's some pretty useful advice. Thanks for the tip, Shira. We'll put it to good use. Alrighty then, let's get pumped and knock out this test. Let's. Don't forget though, this is an exam. We should make sure we treat it as such. Okay, now we can play a little bit. Yeah. There appears to be a recovery point set up over there. Let's use it if our HP and EP become low before engaging any further battles. Yeah. Augment charging stations are recovering points set up in dangerous areas. As a recovery point is approached, a mark will appear and two choices will be displayed by pressing the OK button. By selecting rest, all HP and EP will be restored. Sounds like a plan to me. Okay, we don't need it now. And this is our first monster. Monsters at 12 o'clock. Be careful not to let them take advantage of your blind side. Got it. Monsters cannot be seen from far away. They will become visible as you approach them. The conditions at the start of a battle will change depending on how a monster is engaged. Engaging an enemy from behind is adventurous, while being attacked by an enemy from behind is disadvantageous. So now we have our first fight. It's round based, and yeah, the first fight is just normal attacks, so I will just do exactly that. Okay, this monster is out of reach, so I can only walk to them. Same goes for Estelle. Okay, this monster doesn't want to fight back. Interesting. Obviously it won't be easy all this time. Okay. Here come some more. Depending on the enemy, some physical attacks may be ineffective. Yeah, that looks like some big flies, so hitting them with a sword will be difficult. Let's use arts, not physical attacks. Okay. Arts are effective on enemies that are good at avoiding physical attacks. Arts also make long-range attacks possible, but they require time to be cast. And that's a big disadvantage, because sometimes the opponent can like attack you 3 times while you're casting an art, which is why I don't use them often. EP is consumed when arts are used. EP can be recovered by resting and inns, hotels, or by using charge stations and other items like EP charge. And they are also recharged if you level up. So now we have to use arts. Yeah. Let's try Aqua Bleed. And what has Joshua for? Area. Area is good because maybe we can hit both of them.
Good to go.
Crisp onion too. Yeah, later on we can cook our own medicine and buff food. Estelle, let's try using crafts this time around. Since crafts have other effects besides just dealing out damage, they're worth a shot. Rather that. Crafts have range limits but can be utilized instantly. CP is gained by dealing out or receiving damage during battle. So, morale, is just support for us, so I don't need it, just normal attack. But Joshua's craft is Yult Strike. It's a powerful strike against an opponent. And here should a normal attack be more than enough.
That's that then. Let's move out.
Oh, I think that's a quest chest. No, it's just a normal chest. Okay, found reviving balm. The chest is empty because of you. Nice work, hero. Oh, what a surprise, another creepy thing. I wish there were an easier way to take care of them. One blow using an S-craft or S-break should do the trick for just about any enemy. The catch is our CP has to be at least 100 to pull off one of those moves. These devastating attacks can only be unleashed with CP gauge is above 100. S-breaks are actions which allow S-crafts to be immediately unleashed while ignoring the battle order. S-crafts which are unleashed as S-breaks can be changed by going to the tactics and then set S-break within the main menu. So now Estelle has her S-craft ready, and because it's a special attack I'll go for one of the bigger ones. And the same trick we'll do here with Joshua. Just kicking him to get... Okay, that didn't work. Okay, Joshua, try again.
That's that then. Let's move out.
Juicy Bone. Got Curative Horn. Sounds tasty. Okay, here's nothing. So that's the treasure chest we're after, huh? If we've made it this far, the rest is gonna be a piece of cake. Seems like we've got a little breathing room at least. Let's pay close attention to our battle order this time. There should be a number of ways to get more mileage out of our actions. During battle there are several bonuses which can be allotted to turns. Turn bonuses have the same effect regardless of whether they are allotted to an ally or a foe. Using S-brakes to ignore the battle order makes it easy to jump in and stripe an enemy of their turn bonus. Yeah, we just used our S-brakes, so doesn't help. On the left side you see all the battle order and the characters, and next to some characters like Estelle, you have the bonus, in this case health bonus. So yeah, we just do a normal attack for this guy here, and Joshua will do the area attack, hopefully getting all 4 of them. Okay, doesn't matter. That's bad because this guy is now out of the range of the arts. Well, at least here too. Okay, no, Joshua doesn't have any more EPs, so we have to go for normal attack. And Estelle is covering the flies. This art is bound to an enemy, so it doesn't matter if this enemy moves. And the rest should be easy now. This guy is just chilling, isn't he? Okay, now doing the other art, just to show it. And what do we have here? An airstrike. Hi Fischer.
That's that then. Let's move out.
Found small box 2. That's weird. There's a couple of boxes inside this treasure chest. The fact that there's not just one but 2 is kinda interesting too. Wonder what's inside. Remember Estelle, our mission is to search and retrieve only. I'm pretty sure looking inside those boxes doesn't fall under our mission objective. You're no fun at all, Joshua. This has nothing to do with our mission. It's what I like to call good, honest curiosity. You know, we are the only ones down here. We can get away with a teensy-weensy peek, right? If you feel like flunking today's test, then by all means be my guest. And did you just say the F word? Yep, opening one of those boxes could result in an automatic fail for the both of us. If this were a real job, the contents of these boxes would belong to the client. And as long as they were nothing illegal, we would have no right to open them. I know you're right, Joshua, but I just can't help myself. If you absolutely have to know what's inside, why not ask Miss Shira when we get back? But for now we need to focus on getting out of here. Alright, alright. We have to read the chest message here. By looking inside this chest again, you flunk. Just kidding. Yeah, what a great joke. Okay, let's go back. Just heal us after all the fighting. I know it was easy fighting, but just in case. And get out of here. Good work, you two. As a rule of training, I'm going to need to confirm the items in your processor. Handed over a small box. Yep, they're the real deal, alright. I don't see any evidence of tampering either. That was a close one. I figured she would try and set us up like that. Congratulations to the both of you. You have successfully passed your qualification test. You didn't really think something that simple would be a problem for us, did you? So, Shira, what's in those boxes you had us get? That's for me to know and you to find out, after your training is finished. That's enough chit-chat for now, so let's get back to work. You two still have some things left to do. Seriously? But didn't you just say that we passed the test? You still have to learn about how to report the results of your work. I'm aware that you're both tired, but this is no time to shrink your duties. Let's get back to the guild. When is this day going to be over? Oh well, no sense in giving up when the finish line is in sight. Agreed, it seems like we're within reaching distance of our goal. Back in the Bracer Guild. Your final training is how to report to the guild. Whenever you finish a job, it is your duty to report the results of your work to the guild. Reporting how you resolved the situation and the steps you took to get there are all part of your job as a bracer. You can report your results to the front desk in each guild branch, and as you already know by now, Aina is in charge here at the Roland branch. In addition, this is where you will be paid for your work. I look forward to seeing great things from the both of you. Now that we're here, why don't you both go ahead and report the results of today's training? Upon approaching the counter, the talk mark will appear. Pressing OK button will display a list of options. Select report to report to the guild. Receive payment for training retrieval. Payment in Mira 500. Gained BP Bracer points 1. Current rank is Junior Bracer 9th class. Good job you two, it seems like you were able to complete your objective without running into any major problems. Another thing to take note of is that depending on how you handle a job, you may see an increase or decrease in the amount of pay you receive. When you report the results of your work to the guild, pay in form of Mira isn't the only thing you will receive. You will also accumulate points which are known as BP, Bracer points. BP are an indication of your achievements as a bracer. When these points exceed a certain value, you will advance in rank and as a bracer and be awarded with a prize of special equipment by the guild. The ranks of a junior bracer start as 9 and go up all the way to 1. Please set your sights on making the first rank and work hard. The amount of Mira and BP you receive will also be recorded in your bracer notebook, so please have a look sometime later on. All that's left to do now is finalize your training. Let's head back upstairs, shall we? I'll talk to you later, Aina, and sorry about putting more work on your plate today than usual. Don't worry about it, training new bracers is important for the future of the guild. I fully intend to work these two to the bone in any case. To the bone? And knowing Shira, it will involve the whip. Let me say it again, good work you two. You have now officially completed the entire training course. From now on, you will be learning from your own real-world experience. Well then, Sherazad holds out 2 small boxes. Aren't those the boxes the ones? In answer to your question, yes, these are the boxes you retrieved during today's test. You seem awfully curious to find out what's inside, Estelle. Are you saying that it's okay if we open them? That's right. Why don't the both of you have a look and see what's inside? Sweet! Alright, let's have a look. Estelle and Joshua opened the boxes. Received Junior Bracers emblem. This crest is... So does this mean that we're Estelle Bright, Joshua Bright? Beginning this day at 1500 hours, you are both hereby appointed as Junior Bracers within the Bracer Guild. From here on, you will work as members of the Bracer Guild to support the livelihood of those around you, defend peace and uphold justice. Congratulations you two, and welcome to the fold. Did you hear that, Joshua? We've become members of the Bracer Guild. So I'm a Bracer now, huh? I think the realization is only now just beginning to sink in. Come on, Joshua. You should be jumping for joy or running around and screaming at the top of your lungs like this. I won't shout. Look at us now, world. We did it. I was happy until you made my eardrums bleed. I hate to interrupt the celebrations, Estelle, but I need to take off now. I have some backed up work that needs my immediate attention. We understand you have been spending a lot of extra hours working with us during this busy time of the guild. Before you head out, Shira, I just wanted to say thanks. Likewise, I appreciate all the trouble you've gone through for us, Shira. Don't mention it. Training new recruits is one of the Bracer's many duties. Believe it or not, I was once in your shoes a long time ago when your father, Cassius, trained me. So that's why you have so much respect for my dad, huh? There's actually much more to it than that, but I'll save that conversation for another day. As for the both of you, work hard to become full-fledged Bracers early on, so you can help guide those new recruits who come after yourselves. And in time, I hope to see you both become respectable Bracers like your father. Anyway, I'll leave you with that thought. I just don't get it. Get what? This is Sherazad, aka the Silver Streak, one of the most skilled young Bracers we are talking about. So why is it that she holds Dad in such high esteem? He just seems like nothing more than a no-good middle-aged man who is always out doing who knows what instead of being a father. A no-good middle-aged man, huh? From your viewpoint, it doesn't come as a surprise that you would see him in that fashion. Huh? Never mind. Let's hurry and head home. We should let Dad know that we qualified as Junior Bracers. Right. Okay, one last thing we have to do before we head out home. Whoops. Hurry up and come on. Wait for me, Luke. Huh? Oh, it's you two. Oh, great, it's Estelle. Hi there, Joshua. Okay, you little twerp. What's with the oh great, it's Estelle remark? And what's the big hurry? How about telling us where you're headed? You're not thinking about wandering out of town alone, are you? The roads are full of monsters, I hope you know. You're such a pest, Estelle. Don't you know there's no room for girls to be sticking their big fat noses in boys' business? Quit acting like you're a bracer you wanna be. Tsk. How wrong you are, Luke. How incredibly wrong. You're more wrong than a fool who thinks there's better tasting milk in Liberal than the milk that comes from the pretzel farm. What? No way. You're full of it, Estelle. In fact, as of just a few minutes ago, we qualified to become real bracers. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Real bracers. More like bracers in training, really. Don't think you should be getting on your high horse just yet, Estelle. Now a high pony, on the other hand. Quit being a killjoy. Wow, you two are great. I'm so happy for the both of you. Oh, Pat, you're such a good little boy. Unlike that smart aleck and cynical brat you call your friend. This isn't fair. I was supposed to become a bracer first. I can accept that Joshua became a bracer before me, but getting passed by the likes of Estelle? What's the likes of Estelle supposed to mean? Just so you know, you can't even be a bracer until you're 16 years old. Get it? Only mature people are allowed. Yeah, Estelle, you're really mature now. And that means no little kids who are still going to Sunday school. I don't know how I should put it, Estelle, but Sunday school is dying to have you back. You'd better watch out, Estelle. I'm going to go train at my secret base, and before you know it, I'm gonna be a bracer too. Come on, Pat, let's go. Alright, I'm coming. See you later, Estelle. Bye, Joshua. That boy, Luke, he's always trying to pick a fight with me. I wonder if he just plain hates me or something. Rather, I think it's the opposite. What do you mean by that? Don't worry about it. It's just a boy thing. At any rate, what do you think Luke meant when he said secret base? I don't know why, but somehow it makes me a bit curious. I know exactly what you mean. A secret base sounds really intriguing. The pure heart of a young child can be so inspiring at times. That's not really what I meant by curious. Yeah, I can guess what he means. Okay, we still have to buy the newspaper. Hey there, Estelle and Joshua. How can I help you? Did you manage to become bracers? You bet we did. Maybe I should have you start calling me Hyper Bracer Estelle from now on. By the way, Mr. Renon, did the Liberal news come in? Yeah, it came in a little afternoon. Don't brush me off like that, you two. Oh, whatever, I'll take one copy then. That comes 100 Mira, please. Purchase Liberal News issue 1. I know my dad always buys a copy of this magazine, but does it really sell that well? It sure does. The Liberal News has an excellent reporter and camera woman who have done a great job reporting the latest and most reliable news. They are even supposed to have running a story related to Queen Alicia's birthday party celebration. One more thing before you go, this gift is my way of saying congratulations. It's a free sample item I received with my shipment of goods, but I don't hold the free part against me. Recipe book. What's this supposed to be for? There's a ton of blank pages. It's a recipe book, isn't it? You got it. When you get hurt fighting, if you just limit yourself to healing balms all the time, it's going to cut pretty deep into your wallets. This is where a recipe book comes into play. If you eat food or recover your strength instead, it's basically free. Assuming you have all the ingredients anyway. So if you eat something new, write down what's in it and you'll have lots of recipes in no time. So how about we try this out? Go ahead and eat this cookie, Estelle. Received maple cookie. Well, I have made a personal rule to never turn down sweets. Ate maple cookie, learned maple cookie recipe. Basically, all you have to do is eat the food to learn the recipe. It's as simple as that. As you're traveling about, you should eat whatever food you come across that you haven't had an opportunity to try before. Well, that sounds pretty convenient. It's not that I don't like cooking at all, it's just that I never seem to get any better. I would sure love to be able to increase my repertoire and really shock my dad's taste buds for once in a while. That's the spirit. And in passing, if you're in need of any ingredients, I would be delighted to service your cooking needs. You really know how to solace your customer, Mr. Ryan. Thank you for the recipe book. We'll put it to good use. Eating the recommended dish at restaurants or using go-to meals adds the recipe book. By selecting the recipe book, all learned recipes will be displayed. As long as the necessary ingredients are available, the food can be made. There are two types of food: sit-down meals, which must be eaten on the spot, and to-go meals, which can be carried as items. Sit-down meals cannot be carried as items. Ingredients used for cooking can be bought at the store or acquired from monsters. Yeah. Okay, that was basically the whole tutorial. And yeah, I'm starting to feel that I'm not used to talk that much. So yeah, I'll end the stream here for now. And maybe do another stream in the next couple of days again with this game. Yeah, hopefully in a longer session then. So yeah, that's it for today. Yeah, I like it too. It's one of my favorite games, Fisher. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, this game, or this series, has its 20th anniversary of global release. The Japan release was in 1997, I think. And yeah, since then, every 2 years a new game comes out, and by the end of the year there will be a remake of this game in the same graphic style, just with voiceover and everything. Yeah, and this whole series is one of my favorite games because it's just like yeah, just like a cozy JRPG, and it makes it really cool. So I hope you will enjoy the next streams with it. Yeah, like I said, I will end now, and yeah, goodbye and have a nice evening and a nice weekend. Bye.